In the early 2000s, navigating daily life meant managing a high-friction rotation of single-purpose gadgets. If you wanted to leave your house, you had to pack a flip phone for calls, an MP3 player for music, and a heavy GPS device just to find your way. Take a look at these silver point-and-shoot digital cameras. They were excellent at taking photos, but that was their only function. To share a picture, you had to take the device home, plug it into a computer, and physically extract the files. Now, phones that could connect to the internet and handle basic emails did exist, but they were strictly categorized as complicated tools for business professionals, not everyday consumers. As you can see on these BlackBerry devices, the physical limitation of early business tools was their dense, QWERTY keyboards. Those keys were permanently fixed in place, unable to adapt if the user needed a larger screen for a map or web page. Early mobile technology was defined by its rigidity. Instead of the machine adapting to the user, human behavior was forced to work around the physical limitations of the hardware. Under Steve Jobs, pictured here, Apple decided to pursue a design philosophy that aimed to fix that rigidity. They wanted to create a single device that could adapt instantly to whatever the user was trying to do. This diagram illustrates the specific spatial problem Apple may have had. Because physical plastic keys were permanently attached to the front of the device, they wasted exactly half of the phone's valuable real estate, even when the user wasn't typing. To solve this, Apple teams spent years working in total secrecy on a project that aimed to strip away those plastic keys entirely, replacing the front of the phone with a single, unbroken piece of glass. But removing the keyboard meant engineers had to invent a completely new way for human fingers to interact directly with the digital interface. Watch how this finger smoothly swipes and pinches across the glowing glass. This engineering breakthrough, called multi-touch, allowed users to control software through fluid gestures, rather than a plastic stylus or a fixed button. By removing the physical buttons, the phone's face became a dynamic blank canvas. The interface could instantly swap from a traditional dial pad to a media player or a web browser, changing its function based on the user's immediate needs. Here is Steve Jobs on stage at the Macworld conference on January 9, 2007, presenting the original iPhone to the public for the first time. His pitch was carefully structured. He told the audience he was delivering 3 distinct products merged into one: a widescreen iPod, a mobile phone, and an internet communicator. By framing the launch around these 3 hardware functions, Apple directed the industry's focus toward the device's physical utility, which overshadowed the much larger shift in how software would soon be distributed. Many legacy competitors were initially skeptical. As represented by these rigid Nokia phones blocking the frame, the older giants of the industry laughed at the iPhone's high price tag and publicly mocked its lack of a physical keyboard. These companies were judging the iPhone strictly as a static piece of hardware that would never change after it left the factory. But as you can see glowing right here on the home screen, the actual shift arrived 1 year later, in 2008, the App Store. For the first time, any third-party developer could write custom software directly for the device. A closed piece of hardware multiplied into thousands of distinct tools, transforming the iPhone into an open platform. These tools organize into a loop, creating a flywheel effect. Applications attracted buyers, who attracted developers. Competitors couldn't match this compounding momentum. The accessibility of mobile applications rapidly reshaped entire global industries. Transportation, personal banking, retail shopping, and navigation were quickly consumed by customized software living directly in the user's pocket. Notice the glowing screens reflecting in the eyes of these people. The boundary between personal life, careers, and global connection collapsed as people began to manage their entire reality through a single piece of glass. Apple had effectively replaced a physical gadget with a new, frictionless digital environment that became inseparable from the user's daily life. This aerial view of Apple's corporate headquarters illustrates the scale of this shift. This move toward gesture-based software generated trillions of dollars in revenue, building a global empire off of a single device. While other companies produced the first mobile phones, Apple established the architectural blueprint that nearly every competitor on the market still follows today. By replacing the physical keyboard with adaptable software, the iPhone did more than update technology. It rewired the way billions of people